we talked about solving systems of linear inequalities. And linear inequalities, as we've talked about, is where I have two inequalities. I graph one and the other, and then I look for the area where they overlap. I look for what they have in common, so that double shaded area. We're going to talk now about linear equations, about systems of linear equations. And it's a little different because we're not graphing inequalities, we're just graphing lines. And we're looking to see how they interact with each other. They're going to cross in one place, in no place, or every place. So we're looking to see where that happens. And that is going to tell us something. It's going to give us information about the stuff that we're graphing and about the situation that we're looking at. So, first of all, don't judge me. I did not come up with this, so please. Okay, thank you. All right. The new rapper, Cutie Pie, is searching for a recording studio to make her demo CD. Which company should she choose? So, we have two studios here. We have Quadrant Music and Slope Recording Company. Again, don't judge. So, the cost of a CD at Quadrant Music is $2 per song plus a $1 fee for materials. So if I write the equation of that, that is y equals 2x plus 1. That is my equation for Quadrant Music. So I'm going to graph that, okay? So again, my slope is 2 over 1. My y-intercept is 1. So I'm going to start at 1. I'm going to rise 2, run 1, rise 2, run 1. Keep on doing that. And then I'm going to use a ruler to graph these points. It's important with inequalities that we have good non-jankety lines, but it is really important with systems of equations because, again, we're looking for an intersection of two lines. And if our line is not, I mean, I'm not going to say perfect, but pretty dang close. If our line's not pretty dang close to perfect, we're not going to be able to identify where exactly that intersection is. And we need to be precise. We are looking for a solution. We are looking for a place where they're the same. So it is really important that we draw good lines. Everybody should use a ruler to draw their lines. Okay, so there's our first one. Now, I can use my calculator to check my work, but we're not so worried about the calculator today. I feel pretty good about this equation. Okay, we're going to talk more about what it looks like in the calculator tomorrow. Okay, now, if I look, and since this is not an inequality, it's just equal. I don't have to shade or anything. I don't have to dot my line. It's so much simpler, okay? Now, let's look at Slope Recording Company. They charge $1 for each song plus $5 for materials. So they charge $1 per song plus $5 for materials. Now, we all know I did not have to put this 1 here. But we also know that we're about to graph something. So I'm going to put my 1 there because I need to really focus on what the slope is. And if I don't see anything there, I might kind of like freak out a little bit. Okay, my slope is 1, which is 1 over 1. My y-intercept is 5. So this time I'm going to start at 5. I'm going to rise 1, run 1, rise 1, and run 1. Boom, right there. There's my solution. Now, I see that because, look, I can see right there is where my two lines cross. Now I'm still going to try and plot my lines well. Plot good lines right here, okay? But there it is right there. I can see exactly where these two things cross. Now, again, we've talked about this a lot, but remember, in algebra, we're taking English and writing it in math. We're taking math and we're talking about what it means in English. So, of course, saying, oh, look, they cross at 4, 9, that's not going to be good enough for us, right? We know that where they cross is the point 4, 9. Now, another thing that I did not do, but that I'm going to do right now is, whenever we're looking at systems, it's a good idea to label your lines. So either label them with the equation or label them with, like, the description. So we can either put y equals 2x plus 1 on that line and y equals x plus 5 on it, or we could put quadrant and slope so that we know what we're dealing with. Okay? So, if Cutie Pie purchases 4 songs, the cost will be $9 at both recording companies because X is the number of songs, Y is the total cost. Okay, so let's look. Now they're asking me when is it going to be less. Okay, so quadrant is my 2x plus 1, so quadrant is this line, okay? So if I buy no songs, I pay $1 at quadrant, $5 at slope. If I record one song, I pay $3 at quadrant, $6 at slope. So far, slope is cheaper. If I buy 2 songs, I pay $5 at quadrant, $7 at slope, until I hit 4 songs. So when I buy less than songs, so if I buy 0 to 4 songs, it's going to cost me less at quadrant music. But then look what happens afterwards. Now if we look at slope, so I mean you can't really see it, but there's a point right there at 11. If I buy 5 songs, it costs me $10 at slope, but $11 at quadrant. So after 4 songs, well, not 4 or more, it would be 5 or more, right? 5 or more songs, so more than 4 songs. Let's say 5 or more, sorry about that. 5 or more songs, the cost will be less at Slope Recording Company. So which company should she use? Well, that kind of depends, doesn't it? I mean, if she's only going to record like 3 songs, she should totally go with Quadrant Music. If she's going to buy 5 songs, like she's going to record 20 songs, she needs to go with Slope Recording Company because it's going to be cheaper. So, if she's recording 0 to 4 songs, she wants to go with Quadrant. If she's recording 5 or more songs, then she wants to go with Slope. We'll actually talk about something really quick. Is it cheaper to buy 4 songs? Because doesn't 4 cost the same at both? Maybe we should say 0 to 3 songs. Okay? Because if she buys 4 songs, it costs the same at both places. Now, why am I not saying less than 4? Because if I look at this graph here, less than 4 works. But really, can I buy negative songs? And can I pay negative money? No. So, I mean, as we've talked about, we know that the real world happens over here. Okay? We know that really we're only going to be able to do stuff up here in Quadrant 1. So we can buy no songs, or 1, or 2, or 3. But once we hit 4, there's no bargain at Quadrant Music anymore. There's no bargain at Slope until we hit that 5th song. And can I buy part of a song? They're probably not going to record part of a song. So again, these are kind of all things that we need to be thinking about. Okay? So, getting it back into math. It says, so we've looked at the real world implications. Now let's look at the math implications. It says the intersection point for the graphs of these 2 equations is 4, 9. And we saw that up here, 4, 9. The intersection is 4, 9. This is probably making a ton of noise. I'm really sorry about that. Here, let's do this. Okay? That means the x value of 4 and the y value of 9 simultaneously satisfies, trippy, both equations. So let's verify algebraically. So again, what that means is I'm going to take this x and this y, I'm going to substitute them in, and see if I make a true statement. So y is 9 equals 2 times 4, which is x, plus 1. Well, 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. That's true. Okay, now let's look at this one. For this one, 9 equals 4 plus 5. That is true. 4 plus 5 does equal 9. So this shows that both of these, so not only does it make sense, but also mathematically it works. We don't just see it in our graph, we see it mathematically as well, that when I record 4 songs, if Cutie Pie records 4 songs, it's going to cost her $9 at Quadrant and $9 at Slope. So the intersection of the graphs is the solution to this system of linear equations. Okay? Now, let's take a look over here. Let's try another one. Now we got 2 more record companies. We got Discrete Music and Linear Tunes Unlimited. Okay? So, now if I look at this, it says, at Discrete Music, I pay $3 per song. So that makes my equation y equals 3x. We agree? Okay, good. I mean, I hope you agree, because it's right. Okay, for a CD at Linear Tunes Unlimited, there's a materials fee of $4, and each song costs $3 to record. Okay, so that means I have Y equals $3 per song plus a $4 materials fee. Now, some of you are probably already noticing something about these equations, but let's graph them and confirm. And if you're not, I'll let it be a surprise for you in a few minutes, okay? So, for 3x, my m is 3 over 1, and my b is 0, because I don't have one, okay? So I start at 0, I rise 3, run 1, rise 3, run 1, and I keep on doing that, and now I'm going to, again, I'm trying to make a precise line because I want to get a precise answer. So I make my line as precise as I can. So there's my line. Now I'm going to look at this one, and this one, my slope is 3 over 1. My y-intercept is 4, so this time I'm going to start at 4, rise 3, run 1, rise 3, run 1, and then again I'm going to make my very precise as I can, precise as possible line. Okay, what do we have here? What kind of lines are these? They're parallel, okay? And by the way, I was not trying to have a Dora the Explorer moment there. It just worked out that way. I'm hoping that you're thinking. We have 3x and 3x plus 4. What do they have in common? They have the same slope, so that makes them parallel. So what I notice is these lines are parallel, okay? So when are they going to cross? Never. They're never going to cross. So they're parallel and will never cross, okay? So when the graphs of the equations are parallel, there is no solution to the system of linear equations, because remember, the solution is where they cross. Where will these parallel lines cross? Never. So they're never going to be the same. There's never going to be a time when you have the same number of songs where you pay the same at Discrete Music as you do at Linear Tunes Unlimited, because they're always going to be just a little bit different. Okay? Now, let's look at this last situation. Okay, so for the last situation, Cutie Pie is comparing inequality music and constant songs. Oops, that should say constant songs, which I think sounds kind of nice. Constant songs. Okay, so inequality music is $4 per song plus a materials fee of $1. So that's Y equals $4 per song plus a materials fee of $1. Now, for a CD at constant songs, there's a material fee of $6 and it costs $4 per song to record, but they're offering a $5 discount. Okay, so if I look at this one, the first one, my y-intercept is 1, and my slope is 4 over 1. So I start at 1, I rise 4, run 1, rise 4, run 1, okay, and then I very carefully graph my line because I want it to be as precise as I can make it. Okay, now when I look at this one, figuring out what my y-intercept is a little tricky, okay. My y-intercept is 6 minus 5, that's b. And my slope is 4 over 1. So I start at 6, and then I have a $5 discount. Well, I start at 6, and I have a $5 discount. So I start at 1. I rise 4, run 1, rise 4, run 1. Hey, wait a minute. Every single value, if I fall 4, run 1. Well, that did not quite work out because my line got a little crazy, but, oh yeah, it's right there. So what ends up happening is I end up having the same points all through the line. Everything is the same. Okay, so it's almost like I graphed the same line twice. Okay, they are the same line. Okay, so what that means is that since every single point is the same on both of those lines, that means every single point is a solution to the equation. And there are infinite points on a line, so there are infinitely many solutions to a system of linear equations whose graphs are the same line. Okay? So what this means is, just to kind of give us a punchline, I'm going to have three possible types of solutions. I'm either going to have one solution like this, where the two lines intersect in one place, or I'm going to have no solutions because the lines run parallel, or I'm going to have infinitely many solutions because the lines end up simplifying to be the same equation and every point is the same. And tomorrow we're going to look a little bit more at the calculator to see what that looks like.